Now, as I've said 100 times before, I really don't care about Downing Street parties during lockdown and all of this because I 100% knew they would be doing it. The "we are all in this together" was always the biggest pile of crap you could ever imagine. In fact, if you really thought the rich and powerful are in it with you, then you need to put the crack pipe down, I would say. As you lot likely know, they will do what they please, as Boris Johnson's parties prove to the ignorant out there among us. In fact, that is the only reason I'm making this video, in the hope that people who once believed what these clowns say actually get to see it and change their minds. At the end of the day, I've said it many times before, my only interest in the whole party fiasco, because it's one of the best red pills you will get for those who are still sleepwalking through this shit show. As I've said, the rules are so stupid that ignoring them is people's moral duty, meaning I don't care who breaks them, including Boris and his eco-trout wife. In fact, more so them, because it makes people look past the propaganda being belt-fed to them like a dick daily at this point. Now, we all know about the Christmas parties which stopped any restrictions in December, but I think this May 2020 party should help tip the tide more in our favour. I say that because this is just 2 months after the first lockdown started, when they told us to fear for our lives and not kill Granny. In fact, the government shitweasel Oliver Dowden actually come out 30 minutes before that telling people that they weren't allowed to meet in large groups because this was dangerous and all of that.
I just want to remind people of the details of the next phase of our fight against coronavirus. And throughout the period of lockdown, which started on March the 23rd, we've been at level 4. But thanks to the hard work and sacrifices of the British people in this lockdown, we've helped to bring the R level down, and we're now in a position to begin moving to level 3 in careful steps. May we have slide 2, please? So as you'll see from this slide, we have set out the first of 3 steps we will take to carefully modify the measures, gradually ease the lockdown, and begin to allow people to return to their normal way of life, but crucially, avoiding what would be a disastrous second peak which overwhelms the NHS. And after each step, we will closely monitor the impact of that step on R and the number of infections and all the available data, and we will only take the next step when we are satisfied that it is safe to do so. So step 1, as the Prime Minister announced this week, those who cannot work from home should now speak to their employer about going back to work. You can spend time outdoors and exercise as often as you like, and you can meet one person outside your household in an outdoor public place, provided that you stay 2 meters apart. Because if everyone stays alert and follows the rules, we can control coronavirus by keeping the R down and reducing the number of infections. This is how we can continue to save lives and livelihoods as we begin as a nation to recover from coronavirus.
Now, I would say, given the 100 invitations sent out for this party, even back in May 2020, they didn't believe their own bullshit, but let's be honest, we all knew that anyway. In fact, this is beyond all doubt, given that the parties we know about so far, you can only imagine what little get-togethers we haven't been told about yet. But what's even better about this is that the reports now say Boris and his spunk trumpet wife actually attended the party, meaning it went right to the top, which shits all over everyone's credibility once again. And on that basis, this little party here is something most, if not all, ministers would have known about either at the time or after the fact, so none should be let off the hook when Boris gets the boot sometime this year. And never forget, the government and parliament in general stop people going out, seeing their family, attending funerals, and possibly scummiest of all, left people to die alone, the evil bastards. Either way, though, I have to say, thank you, Boris, for red-pilling many people with the shit that you pull almost every single day. I have to say, you do make our job a lot easier with this sort of shit, so please carry on taking the piss. You're doing more to smash your own agenda than I ever could, you absolute wanker.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors, slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires. And that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going, and we are glad to be going. We're off.